How does genetics influence their starting point?
Starting point is a very confusing one. I think a lot of people get it wrong and they think that, the starting point is 16 and, you turn 16, 17, whatever. And it's like, okay, do I have good genetics or do I have bad genetics? Am I going to be able to dunk? Am I not going to be able to dunk? In reality, the thing is, obviously, genetics are always going to play a role. There is a level of variation in human genetics, and it's always going to play a role on like how quickly you recover, how quickly you adapt to training, just the general, tendon elasticity you have, right? That's out of your control. Well, what I'd say is underrated and not really talked about that much is that from the second you spawn in from your mum, you come out of your mum, that from that moment, literally until you die, is all determining how, like your genetics, right? Like that's going to determine, every moment from 0 to 18 or whatever, right? They're like the major years of human development, right? You're growing, all your hormones are going crazy, whatever. How much sport you play as a kid, what you eat as a kid, how much sleep you get as a kid, all those factors, right? There's probably tons and tons more. That's all going to determine how athletic you're going to be and how much you can kind of unlock your genetics. I think a lot of people just themselves off almost because they think they have bad genetics, but maybe just as a kid, you didn't play as much sport as the other guy, but you can always make up for it in later life through good training. And, yeah, obviously, if you're playing basketball 10 to 18, the guy that's playing basketball doing consistent jumps every single week, he's probably going to have a higher, I guess, what everyone says is their starting point than the guy who maybe played like 2 or 3 times a week and didn't really care about jump training. But maybe the guy that played basketball 2 or 3 times a week and didn't really care about jump training has better genetics. You know what I mean? Like he might have better genetics and like a higher ceiling. But the other guy that just happened to play a lot more basketball and care about jumping, he started off at a higher point just because of that. But maybe 2, 3 years down the line, the guy with the better genetics might overtake him because he actually locks in his training. So starting point is a hard one to pinpoint, like if it's a genetic thing or if it's just like a readiness thing on how you're brought up.
Yeah, it's a combination of both.